welcome race fans out there to Racing Freaks and Racing League, sponsored by FreekyFast Broadcasting. Tonight it's Robert A. Moyer here in the booth with company by Richard. How you doing there tonight, Richard?
I'm doing pretty good there, Robert.
All right. Well, we're going to get ready to crown another champion here tonight here at Racing Freaks. At overall champion, actually, they're going to have here tonight. So these cars look pretty fast here tonight from what I can see here, man. But from what we've been told, it looks like they're a little loose coming out of 1 and 2 with the weather.
Yeah, with the track being as hot as it is, you're going to see some guys sliding around here tonight, especially out of 4 from the drivers that we talked.
Yes, out of 4. I think 4 is going to be the key, man. I think that's where it's going to be. It's a little slippy coming out of there. But I'd like to say thank you to everybody out there for tuning in here tonight. Hopefully you guys enjoy the show that me and Richard put on and these drivers put on. So I'm sure we're going to have some fun. So we're going to have fun talking about some fast-paced racing here, man, but at the same time, hang on to your buckles, because I just got a funny feeling that this track is going to try to eat them up.
Yeah, this track can be tough on tires, so at least from what we've seen from practice. We're seeing some guys get loose out of the corners through the tri-oval. It should make for some great racing actions. Hopefully, we can keep all those cautions away and get this race in its entirety.
Yeah. My thing with the tires here at Atlanta, from what I can remember when I used to run this track, maybe 5 laps into it, 10 laps into it, if you push the car too hard, you're not going to have no tires left, and then you're going to be struggling. So you're going to be playing that balance game all night to try to keep your tires up underneath you. But at the same time, run some fast laps, because right now, just in the top 3 in drivers, we have, what do they run? What did Brian run? A 29.999? Is that correct?
29.998 is what I've got.
Okay, all right. And then it looks like Rick ran a 30.028, and Zach Hall ran a 30.052, which we know Zach, during practice, he put down a 29.9. So, I mean, if you can hit a 29.9, that's fast. That's crazy.
That's definitely blazing around this racetrack. We're going to have to keep an eye on your top 6 tonight to see if they can bring home that $25 in iRacing credit.
Yes. Speaking of that, I'll bring up Chase driver stat here that we have. As everybody can see that's out there watching, it's just a little thing. It's kind of, it goes by positions. So you got Zach Hall, Jerry West, Tommy, Bob Skinner, Randy Fayosh, and Brian Johnson. They're the guys that are going to be running for the overall championship and $25 iRacing credit after tonight. So congratulations to them to make it this far, and hopefully one of them can, one of them are going to win, but they don't have to win the race. They're going to win. They basically just got to finish ahead of their competitors, basically. So
it should be interesting to see who tries what, and I'm actually interested to see. I don't get a lot of asphalt racing, and I'm interested to see the lines what these guys take. I heard someone was talking about running the bottom, and somebody was talking about, well, you run the middle, test the tires a little bit. But I'm interested to see the lines these guys take to try to conserve those tires and last for the entirety of these runs that we're going to get.
Yeah. Well, we were told here in pre-race that they're looking at, 56 laps roughly on fuel, and about 35 laps on tires. That's 35 laps around this track on tires. Again, personally, from me racing it, I don't even know how I could even do 35 laps on that. I don't know. I'm lost for words.
That should be interesting to see. I know they were talking about those different lines. I can't really tell you which line's going to burn off the tires quicker, but it should be interesting to keep our eye on.
Yeah, well, that and, you know, running around Atlanta, and, you know, as asphalt side, as you're a dirt guy, I know firsthand, as we all know, the fastest way around a track is running, you know, the low line. Run it down by the white line. Fastest way around. Will that chew the tires up is the question. Or can you run the middle or the top line, save a little bit of tires, you know, and have enough at the end there to try to beat the guy that's running the low line? Or do they equal out coming out of the turn, you know, high and low, and they meet in the middle? That's going to be the question.
Yeah, you asphalt guys running the bottom. Most of us dirt guys put it up on the cushion and let her.
Cushion? I watched some of you dirt guys. I think you put it on the wall.
I've had a couple torn up quarter panels of my day. I have to say, putting it up there against the wall.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, we'll talk about asphalt out there, guys. We'll talk about, well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll talk about asphalt too if you want to, out there in the chat and Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch side. Don't forget to hit that follow button and like button and all that other fun stuff that you have out there. But looks like qualifying is over, so we're getting ready to roll, and it looks like Brian Johnson is gonna put it on the pole. So once these guys get gridded here, we'll run through the grid once they all get on the track.
Yeah, looks like everybody's starting to get gridded in.
Well, we're looking for stage, we'll have one stage tonight, everybody out there. It's going to be lap 40, so we'll have to play that in a factor. And they said, you know, 35 laps on tires roughly, so do you make an early pit stop, try to get that stage win for a point? Or, you know, I don't even know if a stage win really matters. I mean, you know, because this is the last race. You're battling the position, you know, for your drivers basically. Stage points don't come in key at all. So
it's going to be an interesting thing to keep our eye on here. See if some drivers maybe sacrifice the stage win to be a little bit better off towards the end of.
All right, well, we'll run through the grid here, and wow, look at the last minute. I bet that made Brian Johnson very happy. But Zach Hall's going to put it on the pole tonight with a 29.948 row one there. Starting on the outside of him is going to be Brian Johnson with the 29.999. I got, or you got 9.8. Pretty close, I guess, right? Starting on row 2 is going to have Ryan Howard. He's going to start third. Starting on the outside of him in row 2 is going to be Rick, starting fourth. Row 3 is going to have Randy Yoakum, starting fifth. Sixth place is going to go to Ed Burrell. Row 4 is going to have Bob Skinner starting seventh. Jeff is going to start eighth in row 4 on the outside of Bob there. And then we have Mark Allen starting ninth and Jerry West starting 10th in row 5. Row 6 is going to have Tommy, Season 3 championship of last week. He won the championship, so congratulations to him again. Cody Gibson is going to start 12th there. Row 7 is going to have Randy Fayosh starting 13th. Starting on the outside of him is going to be James Hackworth Jr. starting 14th in the 23. And that is going to be our starting grid here tonight at Racinfreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by FreekyFast, where drivers get freaky and they do get fast here, Richard, just so you know.
I can already tell that they're pretty fast and they are pretty freaky.
I know people out there probably see that and hear that and go, man, that's gay.
That's all the good fun. All the good fun.
That's right. That's right. But hey, man, you want to call these guys in and get ready to go green here and get some action-packed racing going on?
It should be an interesting one. Who are you picking in this one?
I don't do. Yeah, I'll tell you later.
That's our number 4, waiting on the green flag here. Green flag is out. We are racing here tonight.
All right, off we go down into turn 1, and wow, we've got a side-by-side battle going already down into turn 1 of that Hooters of the 24. Brian Johnson's going to duck down behind Zach Hall there, Richard, and then it looks back there in 4th place. We look like we got, what, that's Richard there?
It looks like it, but the top 2 breaking away here. Johnson trying to find a way here early on in the race. You got to think he wants to get out front, save those tires a little bit, and maybe try to keep him behind him. He's in the running for the $25. Both these drivers are. So I have to see how aggressive he is early on in this race, trying to get the lead away. As there's still nose to tail, getting a little bit of ground between him and 3rd right now. I don't know what's going to happen here, Robert.
Yeah, good, man. They got Zach Hall there pulling out, but if we go back here to Ed Burrell, we got Ed Burrell, we got Mark, we got Tom, we got Cody, and they're all side by side trying to pick lines, and I don't even know what these guys want to do yet.
Definitely a lot of mixing around, trying to find a good spot on the racetrack. Going to be interesting to see if these guys are burning up their tires, trying to get up through the field a little bit. But your top 2 breaking away just a little bit. They've got just over 6/10 of a gap right now. Back to the 3rd spot of Randy Yoakum. Randy going to try something, going to try to get up to the top 2 as we got a battle for your race lead going into turn number 1.
Oh, yes, we do. And Brian Johnson's going to look on the inside there. Oh, it looks like he's going to clear him. Wait, no, and Zach Hall's going to battle him on the back, on the high side. And he does clear him. What a pass there by Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson to your race lead now. Wondering if he was going to get aggressive, and he did. He got the spot away from him. He's going to try to open up a little bit of a gap here early on in this race. Try to get a little bit of gap. Try to save a little bit of tires and get ready for these longer runs. But that 24 car is not letting him out of his sight right
now. No, and I know Brian, well, yeah, you see a difference in the line there, Richard. Brian's running just a tick higher than Zach, and Zach is running that white line. So you can see the difference in the way they're going through them turns. I don't know how much of a factor that's going to play, you know, in their tires, but, you know, we'll have to wait and see here.
Definitely have to wait and see. The gap is still about the same from 2nd back to 3rd right now. But Brian Johnson opening up a little bit of a gap right now. He's got about a 2/10 gap back to 2nd as they continue to back.
Yes, as they battle. Sorry, I got a bad habit of thought. Sometimes I interrupt people, so just tell me to shut up. But I was jumping back here. I was looking at Randy because you got Randy and Ryan and Rick, and it looks like in the Dr. Pepper car there. Looks. Oh wait, we have Rick into the wall. Oh, and he saves it down the backstretch.
That was one heck of a save as he came out of turn 2. Looked like he got a little loose there. Saved it down to the inside of the track, though. He's going to hold on to a decent spot.
Yeah. Trying to look at, we're 8 laps into the run, so this is where my experience is. This is where the cars start to get a little bit mean. If you burned off them tires, you know, in the first 8 laps, is really going to tell you the difference if we watch really closely on the way these cars are handling out there.
Yeah, you can already start to see some of these guys coming out of 4 getting just a touch loose. Like they said in pre-race, these cars are going to be hard to handle coming out of these corners. As the leaders are still breaking away, everybody started to even out here. Started to leave a little bit of a gap between each other, but Brian Johnson now out to about a 5/10 of a second lead. And the gap back to 3rd is still sitting about 6 to 7/10. So these guys starting to spread out a little bit here as the run continues.
Yes, they're going to get single file here now. And I brought up the chase drivers here so everybody out there can see where they're currently running right now. And you can see Zach Hall is running 2nd. His last lap put down a 30.9. And Jerry's running, well, 10th now, ran a 31.2. Tommy's running 9th. Keep an eye out for him. He ran a 31 flat. Bob Skinner's moved himself up to 5th place. He's running a 31.1. 13th place is going to be Randy Fayosh right now, and he ran a 31.2. And Brian Johnson, of course, is the lead with a 31.1 as this lap time by. So that is your top 6 racing for the overall championship here at Racinfreeks Sim Racing League.
Yeah, looking at these qualifying times and the times they turned in practice, already starting to lose about a second from their times in those runs. So definitely cars going away on them here as this run continues. But out front, still Brian Johnson. Zach Hall still running in 2nd. Gap has stayed about the same. It's about 4/10 still, but the gap back to 3rd has grown to about a 2nd.
Wow. Yeah, they're starting to pull away with 12 laps on their tires now. It's kind of shocking. We have to keep an eye on 3rd and 4th place. I do know with them 2 drivers, they are fast, and I don't count them out there, Richard. I think they'll be able to move up through the field, or some of these drivers might be sitting back too, waiting. They know they got a stage yellow coming automatically. So why push it right now? This race is 135 laps. Just sit back and just ride. Because I mean, look at Tommy in the 60s there, Richard. He's running a whole different line than anybody that I've seen. He's up against the wall there in 1 and 2.
Yeah, running up there at the top. It's interesting to see. I'm gonna wait and see here as this run continues. See if Tommy starts to get just a little bit faster than some of these guys. Maybe running the top side of the track, saving a little bit of time, saving some on those tires. And whereas some of these guys up towards the front are all running towards the bottom, maybe towards the middle. So him running up at the wall, I'm interested to see if that plays to an advantage as this race continues.
Yeah, well, I'm watching him go through, like I said there, bud. 1 and 2, he's running the high line, and 3 and 4, he's running the low line. So he's doing totally different than a lot of these drivers that I've seen so far. So, like you said, let's see how lap times equal out then here, and see if he actually gains on some of these drivers, which it looks like he has. If I bring up his driver stat info. Let's see if we can find him. Tommy, let's see here. He started 11th, and he's already moved himself up to 7th place in 15 laps.
Tommy definitely on the move here. And he's got his work cut out for him if he wants to get up here to the front. These 2 up front, pulling away even more here. Randy, I don't think really has much form at this point. I think he's more or less just kind of watching, sitting back, relaxing on a Sunday drive, just holding on to 3rd place, as he's got a pretty good gap back to the 4th place runner, Ryan Howard. But right now, your top 2 still about 4/10 apart.
Yes, we trying to find something. All right, well, hey, we got all right, hey, thank you, Gary, out there on the YouTube side for tuning in. I much appreciate it. Just to let you know, Richard, we have a guy that comes and watches us every Friday and Saturday night, and he's a big college guy. I don't know if you like college football or not.
I'm a big-time college football fan.
Oh, there you go. There you go, Gary. Here it comes. Yeah, we'll talk about some college football. We talk about some racing. So what team do you like? I have to ask now.
Well, being a Missouri boy, I got to pull for Mizzou.
Yeah, good team. Yeah, I'm a Penn State fan here, so if I remember correctly, I think Gary is it's Michigan State, I think. Not Michigan, but Michigan State, I believe. Oh, we have a car. Who is that? The 42. The 42 hit the wall, it looks like. Is he gonna be taking that back down pit road now? Oh, he almost lost it going down the. And wow, that hurt Ryan there. He was running what, in the top 3?
He was running in the 4th position when that happened. Coming out of turn 2, he got incredibly loose, slid it down to the inside of the track trying to save it. He's got a ton of damage on the right side of that car. That's gonna hurt him in the long.
Well, thank God we do have a quick fix, so they'll be able to use a quick fix here at Racinfreeks, and you know, he'll get that car fixed and everything, and get back out there. But we're 20 laps into it, so we're down to 15 lap. Oh no, 40. Yeah. Staged racing is lap 40, so we're not 15 laps. We're 20 laps away from the first yellow here for stage racing, so he'll be able to get that thing in there, just hold it off, and you know, get in there, get that quick fix, get the car fixed up, and go on from there.
Definitely gonna have to use that quick repair, as he's fallen all the way back to the 13th position right now. And looking back up front here, these drivers are running a little bit different. That last lap we saw Brian Johnson run a little bit higher than he did previously, and it looked like Zach was following him. Still interesting up front right now, is the gap is still about 4/10, but the gap back to third is still growing. It's over a second and a half, and on back to fourth. And Cody Gibson, that gap is back up to about a second and a half as well. So your top three really starting to pull away from the rest of the field.
Yeah, this I'm watching his previous lap times here, and it looks like Brian Johnson ran a 31.9 to Zach's 32 flat. So Brian is fast. He's running faster than Zach right now.
As it looks like Ryan Howard has another issue. Looked like he got loose coming out of 4 again. He's down on the inside of the track, down the back straightaway.
His car turned into a modified. Yeah, if it looks, yeah, I've got an up-close shot here. Ryan Howard's Dr. Pepper. Yeah, it kind of looks like he's got to take that thing down pit road. Sorry, I was reading the chat there. See how I do that, Richard? I talk about something and then I get distracted.
We've got another one down pit road. It's Jeff in that 3 machine. His car's incredibly tore up. Not sure what happened, but he's down pit road.
Oh, unfortunately, it looks like Ryan Howard too. He took it down pit road and took it behind the pit lane. Unfortunately, it looks like they're gonna have to get that, try to get that fixed. He, unfortunately, hopefully they can get that suspension damage, you know, fixed, get him back out there to try to compete for something. Oh, we have.
So it looks like we got another down pit road.
Yeah, everybody. Well, we're 25 laps into it. Short pitting. Looks like these guys are gonna. It's from what I can see, Richard. It looks like everybody's gonna try to do 25 lap stints because tires are just so key here.
It's gonna be interesting to see. Your top guys are still way out front right now. Brian Johnson still has. He's gained a ton right now on Zach Hall right now. He's up to about a second gap. So if you're Brian Johnson, you got to think maybe I hold out a little longer.
Yeah, I don't blame him there, but I would stay out and hold out a little longer. Now, if I was Zach Hall, these two guys here, just to let you know too, Richard, these two guys are teammates. But when they're out on the track, they don't drive like teammates. Just put you that way. When it comes down to the win, it comes down to the win. But I'm thinking, I don't know what Zach's gonna do. This is gonna play fun. We gotta sit here and see what Zach's plans are. If he's gonna plan on maybe short pitting, or if he's just gonna ride to the first stage, because he's got what, about a second lead over the third place car.
Johnson has about 1.1 second gap back to Zach, but Zach has a little over 2.2 seconds over Randy Oakham.
Yeah, so I don't see why Zach would want to pit right now. He's probably just going to ride. He's in a comfortable position, and now look at this. Zach's changed his line. Zach has moved all the way up in 1 and 2 against the wall.
These guys seem to be line searching a little bit, trying to see what's going to be the best when these tires are starting to burn in. Maybe thinking late race restart, be able to hold on a little bit, maybe run a different line and hold off some of these other drivers.
Yes, I'm looking at lap times this last time by. I'm focusing really hard out there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yellow.
Oh, wait, never mind. We have a yellow. We gotta find where the yellow
Number
is.
7.
Number 7?
Cody Gibson.
Oh, no. All right, let's see what we can see here with Cody Gibson. Let's go back onto FreekyFast instant replay here and see what we can find. All right, well, we see Tommy's behind him. He's going down the front stretch, goes across start-finish line, takes it down in the turn. Whoa! Oh, and in the Tommy. Oh, man. The 7 looked like he blew out a tire and just lost it in one, and Tommy was at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Definitely some tough luck there for Tommy. This looked like Cody coming down the front straightaway, coming out of that second trial turn, trying to drift up the track. The car just got away from him a little bit, back in, kicked out, and tried to save it, but Tommy, wrong place, wrong.
All right, thank you, Daniel, for tuning in out there. Yeah, unfortunately, Joseph did not make tonight's race. I know he was excited to race tonight, but I guess he had some unfortunate stuff come up, so. But yeah, anyways, yeah, I was out there talking out there, Richard, to our YouTube fans out there that we have. But all right, well, we're going to make a pit stop here. 9 laps. When we go back green, it's probably going to be about 6 laps to go until we hit the next stage. So I don't know if I would even try to push it. You know what I mean? I would try to stay clean, is what I would try to do until we bring out, you know, the next stage.
I'm interested to see if some of these guys maybe try to short pit a little bit, maybe go 2 tires instead of going with all 4 and try to hold on and hope for the best with only a few laps left in this.
2 tires. Recommendation, no. I have to say no. 2 tires in this, I could care less if I had a half a lap on my tires. That's me, though. I could never, ever. It would, yeah. I don't know. Atlanta is one of them tracks, ladies and gentlemen out there, that is the oldest surface in NASCAR as of right now. It's got its characters, and it's very, very slippy, very tough to drive, and it's a very abusive on their tires out there. So that's just a little track facts that I know about Atlanta Motor Speedway.
I actually wrote down a couple of track facts for this.
All right. What do you got there, man?
Well, I only found 2 interesting things. Of course, some people may know this, some people may not. Atlanta did debut on July 31st, 1960. So this track's pretty old, and it was the seventh super speedway built for NASCAR. Oh, I didn't know it was 1960. Wait, they changed the tri-oval from the back stretch to the front stretch, I think, in 1996, I think it was. I believe it was 96.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's what I'm thinking. They changed that around. So, yeah, man, hey, that's great track facts there, man.
Track facts are always important.
Oh, yeah. I agree to everybody out there that's watching, and again, we appreciate everybody tuning in out there. Don't forget to hit that follow button, like button, subscribe button. Okay, we have an honest question. I got something. Let me read what Daniel's saying here. He Googled, but we'll ask anyways. What's the oldest retired track still visible, and what is the second oldest track?
I don't think I can tell you. I don't know that.
The world's old. What's the oldest retired track? Are you talking in NASCAR, Daniel? If you're talking, I'm not sure if it's NASCAR base or are we talking track general, because you know what I mean.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you either way. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about the asphalt side of things. Now I can tell you something about dirt.
All right. Well, thank you, Tina. Our PR woman's out there. She can do the research. Hey, Tina, what's the oldest track out there that's still visible? Well, we're going back green. All right. Well, green's out. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Off they go. And Brian, wow, Brian got a great jump there.
Brian definitely had a great jump. He's going to open up a nice little gap here going towards the stage end. But there's a heck of a battle for second right.
Well, we see Jerry West. He's working his way up, and he's talking about the NASCAR side. So, be honest with you, without me Googling it, I don't have an answer for you. Can you Google it for us?
Yeah, I'm with you there. I don't have an answer for you. Yeah. Rockingham, maybe? I don't.
Yeah, Rockingham, the Rock. Yeah.
That would be my guess. Is Rockingham.
Why am I thinking? Whoa! Look at Jerry West. Jerry West ducks that thing down in there, Richard. And now we have Tommy right behind Jerry West, and we got Ed Burrell stuck on the high side. So we got a three-way battle for 4th, 5th, and 6th.
And Tommy gonna try to get him. He's gonna try to go down here into turn 1 and try to pick off a couple more. Up to the 5th spot now. Tommy's on the move after that incident earlier in the.
Let me see if I can copy you this, Tina. Let me see if I can do this for you. I'm not sure if this is going to reply back to you or not. He wants to know. Okay, she wants to know what the question was. She goes, honest question that I know I could Google it, but he will ask instead, what's the oldest track retired? What's the oldest retired track still visible? And what is the second oldest track in NASCAR? So that's what he would like to know there, Tina. So, all right, well, back to the race here. Yeah, now look at Bob Skinner. Bob Skinner there, Richard, is battling it there for Jerry West. These are two chase contender drivers. Well, actually, there's 3 chase contender drivers there.
Yeah, Bob's trying to hold him off here. But, man, great racing here. Jerry's going after him down there on the inside. Don't know if he's going to be able to make it work, though. Tommy's right there to capitalize based on what happens between those two. As it does look like Bob's going to get him, and Tommy now going to go into the 4th spot and see if he has anything up there for Bob.
I think Tommy, Tommy's going to run that high line there, Richard. Okay, so he asked the question a little bit, he asked the question a little bit different. What's the oldest retired NASCAR track? Okay, so he wants to know what the oldest NASCAR track that's still being seen or visitable. That I have to think. And then what is the second oldest track that is still being used? Okay. Martinsville on Facebook, to answer your question there, Daniel. Tina said Martinsville Speedway held its first NASCAR race in 1948. Martinsville is the only racetrack that is still remains from the NASCAR very first season. So there you go. There's a track that they're still using. So, all right. Well, we answered that question there. Thanks, PR Tina. Appreciate it. All right. Well, looks like we have the. Looks like this. That would be the stage yellow there. Richard, that looks like, doesn't it? Yeah.
That is the stage yellow. Brian Johnson bringing home the stage win. Zach Hall in the 2nd spot. Tommy all the way up to the 3rd spot. After that incident, man, coming through the field the way he has, you got to think Tommy's going to be a contender as this race continues.
Yes, yes, and now we're riding inside on the roll bar here. Pop up here, congratulations, our stage winner of stage 1. That's the only stage we'll have tonight, so we're done with the stage, but Brian is clutching the car. I'm not sure what his plans are here, but we're riding inside and he has turned the motor off. So, let's see what his plan. He should. I won't see why he wouldn't be pitting. 11 laps on their tires. I believe I'd go in and get some fresh Goodyear and some fuel.
I don't know. He may be thinking to maybe try to stay out. Maybe try to get away a little bit. Go on cruise control and maybe try to short pit later as he's coming down pit road.
All right. Well, that answers our question.
Those top 3 cars, though, those guys are going to be hard to beat. I'm thinking Tommy may have something for him.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, Richard. I don't even want to call. You asked me, who do you think's going to win the race? Who would be my call? Every time I do that, it kind of makes it a bad night for him. I kind of give him the broadcast jinx, and you don't want to do that, So, but I know in any leagues out there you got a lot of fast drivers. So, but I here in Racinfreeks, it is so hard to make that call because all these drivers are just fast.
They definitely all look fast here. As it does looks like Tommy got both. Zach, both of them. He got them both coming out of pit road.
I'm looking at Tommy's pit stop. Down pit lane, he ran from start to finish, he ran a 38.7 and he had a pit stop of a 14.0 compared to Brian and Zach's start to finish, a 30.4 for Brian, a 40 for Zach, and they both had a 14.9. So there's your difference. That's the difference in how you go from 3rd or 4th place to the lead under pit stops.
That is crazy. Tommy gonna get in front of him on pit stops. I don't know if they're gonna be able to get around him. He's been really fast all night long coming through the.
Yeah. To answer your question, yes, I did hear about Hunt there in the NFL. I'm just glad the NFL is actually also doing something about it. But Tina says, I am also the Grand Marshal for... Oh, thank you, Tina. All right, well, Tina's out there helping our admins out there, Richard. She told me on Facebook she's throwing the cautions for them, if anything. So she's, all right. Our PR woman's doing a little bit of administrating out there for us here at Racinfreeks. So, all right, well, thank you. I appreciate that. So, anyways, with that said, so how do you think how do you think the race is going so far here tonight, Richard? I saw some fast-packed racing here at FreekyFast. I think so far it's been a good showing.
Definitely a good showing. It's been interesting. I still don't know if I can pick a winner. Usually I can watch some of these races and, through the beginning of the race, you can go, oh, this guy's really fast, this guy's really fast, We'll see what happens at the end, but gosh, I don't know who can win. I think anybody at this point could win this race.
Yeah, well, that's another guy out there, like I said. You got Tommy, you got Brian, you got Zach, you got Jerry. I mean, you got, what, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. You got 5 of the 6 drivers running in the chase for 25 hours iRacing credit in the top 5. So that should show you something there too.
Definitely going to be a good battle. I'm interested to see who's going to bring it home tonight.
All right, well, getting ready to go back green. Would you like to call them in this time there, buddy?
I would love to. Coming out of turn number 4. Pace truck getting ready to duck in. Waiting on the green flag. Green flag is out here at Atlanta after the first stage.
They'll get Bob Skinner and Jerry, and then we got Randy Yoakum back there for 4th, 5th, and 6th, and we definitely got a hard battle. Let's keep an eye on this battle up here for 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, as Brian Johnson is all over Tommy.
Brian definitely going to try down here to the inside, see if he can get a run. Coming out of turn number 4. Tommy holding him down just a little bit. Brian with a good run there on the bottom at the line. Looks like Tommy still has it. Down here into turn 1.
Yeah.
Gonna send it. He's.
Well, it looks like Brian forgot to put a stamp on descendant. Oh, now we have a 4-way about 2x2. Oh man.
2x2 out of 4 down the front straightaway. Brian's gonna have the lead at the line, but the battle will continue. Can Tommy hang on the outside here? Does he have enough up there in the middle groove? Coming out of 2, door to door, down the back straightaway.
Wow, and look back here to Randy Yoakum and Bob Skinner. They're just sitting back there going, okay guys, what are these guys doing? What are these guys doing?
Still door to door coming out of 4. What great racing here in the middle of this race.
Wow. I get so excited just watching, I forget to talk. Oh, and Brian slid up just a little bit, but they did not touch.
That's just a product of 2 really great drivers duking it out for the lead.
And look who pulled himself up in the 3rd place over Zach Hall.
Jerry West on the move. It's starting to look like that middle line just above the bottom. It seems like it's working for him.
Yes, it's most definitely working for him. I'm trying to also keep an eye on the rubber and see if we see any rubber getting laid down here on the track, because that's definitely going to have them. More rubber gets put down, the looser the cars will get, and you know they're going to have to start looking for a different line. But we got Brian Johnson finally, after running there, he finally clears Tommy.
I don't know if Tommy's going to let him go so easy. He's going to tuck back in behind him down here in 1 and 2. We'll see if he can get a good run down here going into 3. It's down the back straightaway, still to the back bumper. Does he try something here? Not sure.
Nope, looks like he's going to settle in right now here. And I'll bring up the weather real quick for everybody out there watching. The weather tonight, air temperature is 87 degrees with track temperature actually heated up a little bit there, Richard. It's 99 degrees, but the wind is at a steady north at 11 miles per hour. So that plays a big key in these cars, how it can get them upset.
Yeah, I would imagine the wind on these cars can really affect the handling. At least for what I would.
Yes. Go ahead. Sorry. Right. I was just going through. I was going through some camera angles, so go right ahead, bud.
Well, Brian Johnson's still setting the pace right now as he's opened up just over 2/10 of a gap back to Tommy. Jerry trying to settle in back behind him, but he's got his hands full. Zach still all over the back bumper, not letting him go anywhere. Gaps for your top, really your top 6 are still pretty close. Bob Skinner running in 6th, and he's only about a second off of the leader. So your top 6 pretty even right now. Settling in on the bottom right now. But the gap from 6th to 7th right now has opened up a little over a second. So your top 6 breaking away from the rest of the field.
Yes, yes, and looking from looking at the chase drivers here tonight, the lowest one right now is running in 8th place, and that's not even too far back out of 15 cars, and we only have see here, we have 11 cars now still out on the track with 10 cars on the lead lap, and we have Mark Allen unfortunately 3 laps down, but he's not giving up.
Never give up.
That's true, but I was looking at Tommy here again. And what a battle for these top 6 places that you're saying. They all got single file, but Tommy's all over Brian.
Definitely gonna try to challenge him. I'm betting here before too long. Wanted to settle in, but if you've got a faster car, you've got to make the.
Well, we're riding along. We're riding with the gyro cam here of Tommy, but I don't know if you inside joke. Do you ever see on the back of Brian Johnson's car there what it says?
I haven't got a chance to see it. What's it say?
It says, "Let's Boo Racing." Well, I used to make a joke with that because of his sponsorship, so I used to always say, "Let's Boo Racing." But now look, Tommy riding in here with Tommy on the inside. Oh, he's getting off the. You can hear him throttling. He's riding right there with Brian. He's not letting him go at all.
Nah, forcing Tommy to drive a little bit more aggressive. Maybe Tommy's probably trying to force Brian to burn off a little bit more tire, so he can maybe have a shot here, continuing on this run on these tires. Maybe get around him. Try to short pit a little bit and eventually get in front of him. Well, he's going to go to the inside.
Yeah, as he goes on the inside. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off there. But
great battle for the lead.
Yes, great battle. And we also got a battle back here for Jerry and Zach. They're battling for second place. And then we got a battle for first and second. Which battle do we go with?
Both battles are looking good, but this battle for third, you got to think Randy's sitting back there in fifth. He's pretty close to him, so if a mistake happens, Randy might be able to capitalize.
Yes, well, now we got Zach Hall getting by Jerry West there. It looks like he's going to be able to clear him, but we have Tommy. Tommy's now taking over the lead over Brian.
And these top two, they had a heck of a battle there, but I think Tommy's got a little bit faster car right now. As your top two have opened up about a second gap back to Zach and Jerry. And Randy, of course, sitting there in the fifth spot, trying to wait for something to happen between those two. But your top two definitely starting to check out.
All right, sorry about that. I am sending some links. All right. As we get more people tuning in here tonight at Racinfreeks Sim Racing League, this is our overall championship for the 2019 season. So, sponsored by FreekyFast Broadcasting. So, and it's Robert A. Moyer here up in the booth with Richard. I'm not sure how to say your last name, so I apologize for that. Spears?
And everybody messes it up. I think it's the H that throws everybody off. The H is silent. Is this Richard Spar?
Spar. I'll get rid of the H. Well, anyways, I got Richard Spar up here joining me here in the booth here tonight for his first race here at FreekyFast Broadcasting. And I would like to give a handout and say thank you, man. Doing an awesome job, and I'm loving the show, and we're having a great time here tonight as these guys are battling for 25 hours iRacing credit and become the overall championship of the 2019 season. As we come to an end, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in out there. I also like to say thank you to all the league drivers. We admins and I appreciate you guys sticking around for the whole 2019 season as we bring this year to an end. I hope everybody's having a great holiday out there, and Christmas is coming up, and hopefully you get everything you want. But all right, so with that being said, it's still looking like Brian's trying there, Richard, but he's getting a run on him if you see him coming out of two here, but he's not. He just doesn't have enough to pass him.
No, it looks like Tommy is driving that bottom lane, being very careful, very cautious. I think Brian is able to keep pace with him, but I think he's going to burn off his tires, trying to trying to stay on him, really. And that's opening the door for Zach Hall. Zach was back there, well, about a second off of these two. And he's closed that gap to under 6/10. So Zach's on the move. Jerry has settled back there into 4th spot. Randy's still running in 5th. Bob Skinner's still back there in the 6th spot. But these guys have started to fan out, and I'm interested to see how hard Brian's going to drive this car to try to get around Tommy, maybe burn off too much of his tires.
Yeah, I got to find they're going to be 23 laps on their stent here now, so... and they said they can go about 35 laps on their tires, so I'd imagine the tires are basically shot. And this is where you see where the guys have either saved a little bit or they're just going to fall off like a rock.
Your top two really, I mean, they're really not falling off all that much at this point. Of course, the tires do fall off, but these drivers holding on to their cars very well. Deep in this run, I don't know. I think Brian's got a better car at this.
Yeah, I'm seeing that too. I don't know if you're seeing that, but I'm up here watching as we see Zach Hall. He's closing the gap slowly but surely. Every lap he's closing it, but if we watch here as Brian comes through 3 and 4, he's getting a lot better run coming out of 4. And going into this try over here, if we watch really close, watch how he just, look how he sucks right up to Tommy. I mean, like literally right there, but going into 1 then, Tommy just has enough of that momentum to hold him off.
Tommy definitely driving what looks to be a little bit more conservative. He's being a little bit easy on the throttle. We got one turned around down here.
Yellow. Oh, no. Yellows are not good.
Never good to have a yellow.
And who would that be on? Looks like the 19 maybe? As Mark Allen is took his Bud Light and has it sitting in pit road, so let's see if we can see what happened to him and go back to the FreekyFast broadcasting and instant replay, and let's see if we can see what happened to him. Well, I think I heard him wrecking already before we even got there, so let's go back a little bit more. All right, well, it's coming down into turn 3 and 4, it looks like. And car looks okay, and oh, starting to slide there a little bit. Looks like he got loose coming out of 4. Comes across the start-finish line, takes it down into turn 1. I think I went too far back on the instant replay, but that's all right. We'll see what happens here.
Looks like he gets loose coming out of 2.
Yeah, I see it skidding out and oh, into the outside wall and crunch. And he busted the beer bottles all over the track. Not supposed to be drinking and driving, Mark. Oh, unfortunately, it happened to Mark. But it looks like we have Randy Fayosh. He's staying out to lead a lap, as everybody else is coming down pit road. And we got James Hackworth. James Hackworth and his Dr. Pepper. ZL1 Camaro, he's staying out.
Looks like Brian Johnson won the race off of pit road. Tommy back there behind him. And Zach able to bring it out in the 3rd spot there out of pit road. So your top 3 remain the same, at least the ones that pitted.
Yes, well, and it looks like Bob Skinner's is gonna be he's in 7th place, but that's gonna move him up to probably top 5 once we all get Lightning McQueen. Yeah, Gary, you like that Lightning McQueen? Oh, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it out there on the Facebook side. I'm glad you like the broadcasting, man. Much appreciated.
So your top 2 did pit that last time by, so that's going to put Brian back up in front. Tommy in 2nd, Zach back there in 3rd, Jerry 4th, and Bob up 2.
Yes, there you go, Gary. Richard, he wanted to see the Lightning McQueen 54. So yes, Gary, that is the 54 of Lightning McQueen. All right, well, back up here to the leaders here and see here, like you said here, Brian stays out. Your first place is going to be Brian Johnson. Second place is going to be Tommy. Third place is Zach Hall. Jerry West is fourth place, and to round out your top 5 so far is going to be Bob Skinner, which is your top 5 are your chase drivers. So that's awesome. There's still
definitely interesting to see 5 of the 6 in the top 5.
Yeah, and don't count out Randy Fayosh, though. He might not have that top-end speed like some of these drivers, but he's a never-give-up type of cat. I've seen a number of times him fight back and fight back and fight back and get good finishes. So, and this doesn't mean this is over for any of them, even with him being, you know, back of the pack just a little bit, you know, because it's basically finishing positions, not about points. What happens if these leaders take each other out? That could open up the door for Randy, you know, so it's not over yet. Anything can happen.
Oh, Randy's still up. He's still up 5 spots right now. Started in the 13th spot, and he's up to 8th. So he's on the move. You got to give him that. Quick mover right now, though. Of course, Tommy up there in 2nd. He started 11th. He's all the way up to 2nd.
All right. Well, thanks, Gary, out there on Facebook side. Glad you're liking the broadcast, and we much appreciate you tuning in, and we can't wait for you to join the league. After tonight, I will get you all set up for the league, and we'll get ready for the winter season. But, all right, well, pace car is heading in. Get ready for the green flag. Oh, wait, we have a car hitting the wall on the green. Started in the wrong gear. I bet he started in 2nd gear.
Tough luck for Ed there.
Ooh.
He's got a ton of damage right now.
Yeah, keynote, you know, I do know, Richard, with these cars at a track like this, starting in 2nd gear it can be dangerous even on fresh tires. You really got to be easy on the gas and take it easy. But we got a battle that's been like this all race between Tommy and Brian, and they're duking it out again.
As they continue to duke it out, Tommy up there on the top side, well, middle of the track, trying to force Brian down low a little bit, but you can't count out Zach and Jerry right behind him. As Jerry running 4th, he's opened up a little over a 2nd gap back to Bob running in the 5th spot. So your top 4, any one of them right now could take.
Yes, sorry, I was reading a message there, but yeah, Tommy just doesn't want to. These guys are running basically the same lap times across the board, and then we got Zach Hall back here. Let's go inside the cockpit here, and we are going to ride around Atlanta with Zach Hall real quick here, Richard, and let these guys see, ladies and gentlemen, see what it's like to get around this track here at Atlanta. As Zach Hall gets down here into turn 1, he's got to try to get that car to get that left front tire to get down to that yellow line. You can see him, he's getting down to that white line, and now he's coming down the back stretch, and he's watching these 2 front runners go side by side as he's getting off the gas to go in 3 and 4 here, getting that car to go down the low line there on that white line, trying to stick it. Easy on the gas coming out. Coming down the tri-oval, and that is a lap around Atlanta Motor Speedway here with Zach Hall.
Definitely one of the ones you'd want to watch around this track.
And how many laps is this? 7 laps now, and they're still battling side by side for the lead, and Tommy finally clears Brian. Wow, 7 lap battle side by side. question is, well, okay, we're going to make it 8 laps side by side.
They're continuing it. They're still running door to door. What a battle for your race lead between these two drivers.
Wow.
Putting on one heck of a show for the fans out there.
Yeah, if you guys ain't enjoying that, you need to go pop some popcorn and get a soda or a pop or whatever you want to call it, and come back and get amped up, because I'm telling you, this is wow. I'm lost for words, Richard.
That last lap around, Tommy had Brian by 2/100ths of a second.
This is crazy. Either somebody's got to give or they're going to wreck. It's wow. And I wonder what's going through Zach Hall's mind right now, because he's probably sitting back there in 3rd place going, man, I don't want to get involved into that.
Oh, if I'm Zach, I'm sitting back going, okay, y'all run door to door. I'm gonna sit back here, save my tires, and pick y'all off here in a couple laps.
Well, now you see Brian, he slid up there just a little bit. 10 laps on their tires now, and now Tommy finally clears them. So now we'll see if Brian can battle his way back coming through 3 and 4, and he does. Look at the run he gets through 3 and 4. Wow.
Oh, it looked like Brian was going to peek to the outside there. Looks like he's going to tuck back in, and Zach all the way to the back bumper in a straightaway. Zach may have something for him sitting back there saving his tires while these two battle.
Well, don't count out Jerry West back there. He'll climb right back up into this before these 3 front runners know it, and all of a sudden they're going to have another car, involved into this.
I'm interested to see how hard is Brian going to fight right now, because you got to think in the back of your mind, you still got at least 1 more pit stop, maybe 2, through the rest of this race. So do you need to drive this aggressive this early? And if you're Zach, I mean, you got to sit back there and think, these guys are driving their tails off trying to get the lead. Just wait for the tires to fall off, pick them off, and, take over this race and maybe try to pull away a little bit.
Well, here comes Zach Hall. He's got the sniff of the draft now. Now he's going to come right up behind Brian, as Brian is... wow. All right, well...
What a race.
If anybody's out there looking for a league, come and join Racinfreeks Sim Racing. If you want to be a part of this, come and join it. Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Very respectful drivers, and this is the product that we've put out. And here we go. Brian's now going to look on the outside, like you said, Richard, earlier. He's going to try it this time.
Looks like he didn't really have enough there through the trial to get around him on the outside, so he's going to tuck back in behind him, but... closing the gap in a hurry is Jerry West.
Yes, yeah, yeah. I know I said I wanted to run to a commercial, I told you, but I don't even know if we can do a commercial right now.
This racing, I don't know.
I need to wet my whistle. I'm starting to sweat. This is a battle, and there we go. Brian again. He's looking going across. I'm telling you. I got a funny feeling at the end of this race, this is what we're going to have. It's going to be a 4-way battle. We had some good racing here at Racinfreeks, but this is the class of its own right now.
Definitely some great racing. Top 3 nose to tail. And in the last 2 laps, Jerry West has gained 2/10 on these top cars right now. So definitely do not count him out. As here in a couple laps, he's probably going to be up there with them. As that last lap around, he did gain another 10th on the top cars. So Jerry West on the move. He's gaining.
Yeah, not only that, he's gaining, but looking at the lap times there, Richard, the top 3 ran a 31.5, and he ran a 31.4. And then you still got, look back there, 5th place and 6th place, though. Randy Fayosh is up to 5th place. I told you don't get that cat out. Lightning McQueen's coming. Look out.
Unfortunately for them back there, you gotta kind of play it by ear at this point. With the gap as much as it is, it's about 7 seconds from 4th place Jerry West back all the way to Randy Fayosh. So if you're Randy, you got to kind of hope, you got to kind of ride around for a little bit, wait for a caution, or maybe try to gain some on pit stop, short pit.
Well, I don't know if he's going to want a short pit there, Bud, because, well, they're 2 laps difference. Yeah, 2 laps difference. Randy Fayosh is on his stint of 16 laps, and these front leaders are on 18 on their tires. So 2 laps difference on their tires. I don't know if that's going to make a big difference or not. I don't think it's going to be honest with you.
It should be interesting to watch. We'll have to see what these guys' strategy is about coming around to complete lap 88, lap 89 now, of 135 laps. So you got to think we're coming up on pit stops here pretty soon.
Yeah, it should be. So with that being said, and I said this earlier to you, but we're gonna quick run to a commercial break. Got to pay some bills. We want to wet our whistles and get a little bit of a drink here. So we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned for this fast-packed action racing. All right, we're back, and as you guys can see here, we left with them battling the top 3, and then we come back with Tommy and Brian Johnson being side by side there. But Richard, to fill you in from our pit reporter Tina, or our PR out there on Facebook, Bob Skinner is going to try to run the rest of this race. He's going to try to make it to the end on fuel and tires. So
that's going to be interesting to see. He's running 6th right now, and he is losing a lot of time, but if he tries to make it on fuel and tires, I mean, you got to think it could be possible.
Yeah, well, I know they probably can make this race on fuel and tires. The question is how much give up do you want to give, you know, on old tires compared to new tires if these guys, you know, if they do pit, these top 3 drivers might be looking at the same sequence too. They might think, you know, I'm going to ride it out, or do we have a driver come in and take a pit stop, and can he gain that ground back plus some on fresher tires compared to older tires, is, you know, and only time's going to tell.
Coming in and pitting, I mean, you've got to gamble that there's not going to be any cautions. Coming out, you're going to be a lot faster, but if there's a caution, you get caught a lap down, I mean, that could pretty much end your hope of winning there.
Yeah, winning the championship could take the chances of you winning $25. You know, iRacing credit for your championship, but not only that, going down pit road, just making a pit stop doesn't mean drive down pit road and make a pit stop. You got to hit pit road right. Don't get caught speeding. Hit your pit stop just right, then you got to exit right, and then you got to get out back on the track, you know, right. So there's a lot more behind it than just coming down and getting 4 tires and gas. I mean, there's a lot of circumstances that can happen that could just throw everything you work for out the window in a split second.
Yeah, definitely. With them having to come down pit road at certain speeds and hit their marks coming down, at least, I mean, you'd have a catastrophic error and really ruin your race completely. But hey, you never know. Some of these guys may try to gamble like Bob and try to run the rest of this race out.
Well, bring up the driver's stat. Since we're going, let's quick do this, Richard, real quick, so we can get this out of the way. We're gonna try to, as we got Brian now. Oh, I'll try it then. I was gonna go run through the drivers real quick, but now we got Brian battling on the outside now. Tommy. Okay, these guys, I don't even know what to say anymore with these two. Wow. Whoa! And Tommy got loose and into the wall. And we just said it. It hadn't had to be a pit stop, but... And no yellow yet? Because there's no vehicles around him. He's off the track. And he is off the track. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Tough luck. Heartbreak City for Tommy there.
Oh, man. I am... Yeah. Wow. And... Wow. Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry for Tommy is now one lap down. He had to get a tow. The reason why yellow didn't come out is because there wasn't a car near him, and he was off the racing surface, so there was no yellow there. So now that changes the whole strategy, because now Brian don't have to battle Tommy, side by side. Now he's got to worry about holding off Zach. Maybe he changes his pit strategy now there, Richard.
Yeah, you got to think that's rolling through Brian's mind. Zach back there, he saved a little bit extra tire there when Brian was battling there with Tommy. So you got to think Zach's tires are probably a little better off right now than Brian's. Maybe you think about coming down pit road. Maybe you think about, trying to get those tires fresh, ready to go, and see if maybe you can get Zach in a late run.
Yeah, well, we're down to 35 laps of this race here to crown a championship of the overall season at Racinfreeks, sponsored by FreekyFast Broadcasting. I got a funny feeling if I personally, because, I know, oh, we got John. Hey, John, how you doing out there, man? All right, he's rooting for Jerry West. I haven't talked to John Wimbish in a long time, but how you doing there, buddy? Anyways, back to what I was saying there, Richard. Me, if I remember correctly, if I was going to stay out, I would stay out to about 25 laps, go in, and get tires. And I think I could probably make up that ground on fresher tires compared to older tires. Because they started out, running 30.1s, roughly, to now they're down to 2 seconds slower. So that's a huge difference on 30 laps on their tires.
It's going to be interesting if with these two being teammates, do they come down at the same time? Or does Zach maybe try to stay out and hope that there's no caution and be able to hold on?
Yeah, well, I guess we're just going to have to wait here and see. And, yeah, John, yeah, it was a classy move by the 66 of Tommy of calling for a tow instead of waiting for a yellow to come out. He's a classy driver, as we both know. He's a good guy, good cat. Season 3 championship. He won the iRacing of $50. Congratulations to him again, like I said. But we are getting ready to wrap this 2019 season up of a long season. But we'll see what here comes down to the end here. Now, as we're getting, 30 laps into it? So my 30 laps to go, my question is let's keep an eye on these top drivers here. Yeah, I was just going to call it. I said if Brian's going to come, he's going to come now there, Richard. I was just ready to say that.
Now we're going to have to keep our eye up there on Zach, see does he come down pit road maybe? Or does he try to stay out and hold on?
I would imagine Zach's going to come in the next time by. I just would imagine that, but let's see. As Brian, we're watching here, Brian, see how he got in pit road here. Check out his nice looking Bojangles car there. Let's boo racing time, whatever he has on the back of his car. So whatever. Whatever. All right. Well, looks like he's got. Man, look how dirty these vehicles are. You can see the difference in the turn now out there, ladies and gentlemen, too, on the color of the rubber on the track. You can see the rubber's getting laid down pretty good now. So, and where we have Zach. Zach is now coming through 3 and 4. Let's see. Yep. And here comes Zach. Zach's coming down to make his pit stop. Let's watch him get in there. Whoa! He gets in hot there, Richard.
Definitely come in a little hot there. About lost it.
Wow.
He should be able to hold on there, though. Let's see how the rest of his pit stop.
Yeah, let's see how this all cycles around. Now, that puts Randy Fayosh up there for the lead. Let's see if he's going to do it. Yes, John. Yes, he's losing too much time. He's coming in. There's our NASCAR guy too out there, Richard. John Wimbish. He knows his stuff when it comes to NASCAR. So we can ask him. He's our other pit reporter. I'll just vote him for pit reporter because he knows his NASCAR. But all right, well, let's see here. As we look at the pit stops, Brian Johnson entering and exiting had a 30-point. Well, now he just jumped up the board. 39 flat with a 14.4 pit stop. Zach Hall had a 40 flat with a 15.4. So Brian got a 10 times better pit entrance and exit and pit stop than Zach. So that should. Well, do we have Jerry coming down pit road yet? No, don't got Jerry coming down. But Brian now is in 4th place. So.
Yeah, Brian right now has about 7 seconds back to Zach. So you gotta think Brian has put himself in a good position to maybe try to get up there and win this race.
How much does a pit reporter pay? Right now, free. If the broadcasting grows, it pays. We'll leave it at that. I have no problem paying people. I have no problem doing that at all. But hey, we have to grow first, right, man? Come on. I'm not made of money. My wife would kill me if I started putting more money out than I already do. But all right, well, hey, back to the race. As we said there earlier, Richard. Bob said he's going to run it out. He's going to try to run this out, and I believe it looks like Randy Fayosh is going to do the same thing. I'm not sure if we bring up we are down to 25 laps to go.
It's going to be interesting because right now Brian is gaining a little over 2 seconds a lap on Randy up there in front. And he's moved himself up into the 3rd spot now. So you got to think that strategy may not be paying.
Yeah, and that's what I was afraid of there, Bud, is I said about 2 seconds if you go in 25 laps, 2 seconds fall off on 30 laps, you can make that up pretty fast.
He's definitely coming in a hurry. I don't know. I don't know if Randy and Bob, I don't know if their strategy is going to pay off with this many laps to go. You got to think Brian Johnson's going to be able to run him down and maybe stretch this lead out a little.
And we'll come up here to the blimp cam so we can get a wide view. We can see Randy's coming out of 1 and 2 there and going down that backstretch to go in 3 and 4. And then, like you said, Bob Skinner is about 5 seconds behind. And then 9 seconds is... See, wow. Yeah, like you said, 2 seconds difference on lap time. So, Brian's 8 seconds behind. We have... What do we have? About 20 laps to go?
Right about 20.
So... Oh boy, now I gotta try to do math. Not sure how many laps it would take him to catch him. because he's clipping them up. Well, now he's down to 7, so he's catching every 2, 4, 6, 8. Ooh. But, you know, catching somebody, Richard, and passing somebody is 2 different things.
Definitely 2 different things, but looking at this battle for second right now, Brian Johnson coming up on Bob there. I don't think Bob's going to hold him up. He's just going to let him go and kind of hang on to wherever he's.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bob tried to run this thing out, and it looks like the tires are just not going to be able to hold off. They're 44 laps on their stint, so now we have Brian Johnson now back up here in second place, and he's 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds, 4.1 behind Randy. So with it, well, he's 3.9. So within about a lap or 2, he should be catching Randy.
He definitely should be catching him here pretty soon. Looking at the gap from Zach to Brian, it's still about the same. It looked like Zach there for a while was maybe gaining on him a little bit, but with Brian pushing it as hard as he is, trying to get up to the front, I mean, you got to think maybe here towards the end of the race, maybe Zach be able to run him down a little.
Yeah. I don't think Zach's going to have enough. Just to let you know, Richard, as this is your first night here, Zach Hall's Achilles heels is pit stops. He always seems to bite himself in the nose when it comes to pit stops. It's just, he's been working on it all year, and on the asphalt side compared to dirt side, as like you said, you're used to the dirt side, iRacing did an update a couple months ago, and we all got it, but they did something to the pit roads where you really got to be careful when you're going into your pit box, because you can just overshoot it or just slide right through it very, very easy. So, and a lot of people don't practice that out there. You know what I mean? They're like, oh, it's just a pit stop. I can go in and pit, stop, and go. But iRacing changed something with that.
It definitely makes a difference. I know it does. I know at least on the dirt side, you know, we don't really use pit road unless something's really wrong with the car. You know, most of our races we can make it on fuel and tires and everything, so we don't really have to worry about that. On the asphalt side, I'm sure it's a lot harder to hit those marks on pit road than it is somewhere else. Yes,
it is. And yes, John, yeah, they're 40. Well, now to answer your question, they're 48 laps on their tires, so these cars were already loose coming out of 4 as it was. If I bring up the weather info here for the very last time here tonight, air temperature is 86 degrees, track temperature is 99 with sustained winds of 11 miles per hour north, and that's stayed 11. That hasn't even moved up or down, so they're dealing with 11 mile per hour winds to the north for the whole race. So yeah, that makes it even being mostly cloudy at 99 degrees will make these cars slick. And you can just see Zach Hall here as we were riding here on the chopper cam. He's running the crap out of the car. You can see the back end just kicking out on him like every turn.
He's definitely driving the wheels off that thing, but I mean, looking at the times, looking at the difference between him, he's coming out of the pits, he was about 7 seconds off of Brian there, and he's cut it all the way down to 4.5. So he's gaining, but I just don't think he has enough.
Yeah, I don't think he has enough either to do it. Richard, I don't see. I think Brian right now is in the Casper seat. I think Brian's got this. All he has to do is keep it clean, but then you got Jerry West back here in second place, which is, you know, he's only about 2.5 seconds behind. Anything can happen. I mean, Brian can mess up or, you know, slip up a little bit, and because you can see the rubber through turn 3 and 4 there. You can see the little black areas, so I don't know if that's playing any key factor for any of these drivers, but
definitely has to be playing at least a little bit of a factor. But I mean, you got to also think. I mean, we still got some other drivers on the racetrack who haven't pitted yet. So you know, if something happens with one of those guys, I mean, we could set ourselves up for maybe a couple lap shootout here if something happens to bring out a car.
Oh boy, if there's a caution, everybody better strap their buckles and get ready, because we just seen what Tommy and Brian were doing for laps. Zach Hall will do the same thing with Jerry West and all the rest of these drivers. They're gonna, yeah, that would be some action-packed racing calling there, but
don't think it's gonna happen. But I mean, if you're someone like Zach Hall, you got to be praying for that caution right now.
Well, it looks like he's catching Jerry though.
He's catching slowly but surely, but again, he's probably gonna run out of time with this race. I mean, we're down to 10 to go, so you got to think 10 laps. I don't know if he's gonna have enough time to even get this.
Yeah, look at these lap times coming by here. We'll wait till they complete this lap to see what lap speeds that they put down here this time by, and that will give us an indication of with basically be 9 laps to go. Well, be 9 laps to go. Brian put down a 31.8, 31.8 to Zach's 31.8. So they're running the same time, basically. And Brian Johnson, Richard, was just a little bit faster that time by.
Brian out front, you got to think he's on cruise control right now with a 3-second gap over Jerry, and with little time left, he's in the catbird seat. He's just riding.
Yeah, times are falling off now because Brian Johnson just ran a 31.9 to Zach's 32 flat. So, yeah, I don't see with 8 to go. Zach's going to need something, unfortunately, to happen out there to Brian. He's probably in his microphone right now on Discord screaming at him saying, wreck, wreck, wreck. I know I would be.
It looks like Jerry got out of shape there down the back straightaway that last lap.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, he did, too. Oh, man, unfortunately, Jerry. Oh, man, he had a great season going on, and that's a shame. His chances look like it just went to wayside, but it's unfortunately for Jerry West there, or known as Jay Weezy. You like that?
I like that. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, good old Jay Weezy. It's got his SR Network TV. Make sure you guys, everybody out there, check him out. Give him a like, share, all that kind of fun stuff that we do. So unfortunately, he's got to take it down pit road. So, but all right. Well, we got down to 6 laps to go, and as everybody knows, once Brian completes this lap, if a yellow does come out, iRacing does not have a green-white checkered. So this race, as of right now, if a yellow comes out, he needs to complete this lap, and the race would be over.
Yeah, it looks like Brian Johnson's going to bring this one home at this point. I mean, still a little bit of racing left, but you got to think his chances are through the roof of winning this race and bringing home those.
Yeah, and he's led 75 laps. We've had a total of 13 lead changes here tonight at Atlanta Motor Speedway here at Racinfreeks Sim Racing League, sponsored by FreekyFast, where these drivers get nothing but freaky. And what's the other word we say?
Fast.
Yeah. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You gotta have some fun, but I just wanted to give a shout out to everybody. Like I said, we're down to 4 laps here to go, but again, Richard, thank you for joining me here in the booth here tonight. It's been a pleasure. I really enjoyed it. It's been fun. I hope to do this again. So definitely,
this has been a blast. Like I said, I don't get to the asphalt much Oh, much at all, really. But this has been one heck of a race.
Well, we'll have to talk about some dirt stuff too, because you're gonna have to teach me, bud. Gonna have to teach me, because I don't know nothing. You can start talking dirt, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, okay, if he said so. I don't know. So.
Yeah, dirt's definitely a lot different than this.
Oh,
definitely
big time.
a lot.
Yes, yes. Well, with that being said, we are down to 2 laps to go here, and Brian Johnson just has got a 4-second lead, 4.4. So doesn't matter if the yellow comes out or not, race is over. But I got to give a big shout out to Randy Fayosh. Randy Fayosh is going to finish 3rd so far here tonight, as long as he holds his ground, and that is awesome. Congratulations to him when he goes back and watches this. But all right, well, we're down to the final lap here, coming out of 1 and 2, taking her down to 3 and 4 here after running 135 laps and 1,000 laps in the 2019 season. Brian Johnson's going to become our overall championship here at Racinfreeks Sim Racing League. Congratulations to him. I started running out of breath. Congratulations to Brian Johnson for taking home the overall championship, winning that iRacing's $25 iRacing credit. Wow, what a great season, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for everybody who has made this league what it is. There is more to come in the future, as we got teammates going to give love taps now to each other.
Little congratulatory bump there.
Yeah. Zach Hall's saying, "You suck, but congratulations." Oh boy. But we will. We'll be able to get our. Let's see here. Yeah, we do. We got Randy Fayosh, we got Brian Johnson, and we got Zach Hall. And we can do the interviews with the top 3 drivers here tonight. But. What a race. What a race from everybody. Awesome. So with that being said, we will run down here to pit road, and we will have our get our interviews with everybody. I appreciate everybody out there tuning in here tonight, but I'll pop up the unofficial results here real quick so everybody can see that, the rundown here. I'll pop up here so you can see who's all on the microphone, and we will have a chat here. Would you like to interview anybody there, Richard? Or you don't have to, bud. It's up to you.
Oh, I'll stick around with you.
Do you want to interview somebody, or you want me to take care of it?
Oh, I definitely want to talk to Zach.
You want to talk to Zach? Okay, well, I'll let you have 2nd place. I will take 3rd place, and then after I speak to Randy Fayosh, I will run down to Brian Johnson and Victory Lane. Then we'll have a talk with him then there. So, all right.
Sounds good to me.
I figured you guys were so much faster than me.
Randy Fayosh, Robert in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, Robert.
All right. Well, hey, congratulations, man, on your 3rd place finish. I'd like to say congratulations to you for sticking out the whole 2019 season here at Racinfreeks Sim Racing League. We do appreciate it. Admins appreciate it. But with that being said, give the viewers how the race went for you here tonight and everything.
I think it finished great, finishing 3rd in the championship. I figured I'd take a chance. I topped off with fuel at the end there, and because Zach and Brian and Tommy and Jerry were so fast, so me and Bob figured we'd try a different strategy, and just didn't have enough laps to pull it.
Yeah, that's what we were figuring. Tina, PR woman out there for Racinfreeks there on Facebook, it's actually Bob Skinner's girlfriend. She said that he was gonna try to run it all the way out, and then after we seen everybody else, start making their pit stops, I told Richard here, I said, I think Randy Fayosh is trying that strategy too, and it was worth the strategy. I mean, as them guys were a lot faster than even what I would put down, so I get it. I would have done the same thing. So Is there anything you'd like to add to this race or anything else there, bud?
No, I just like to thank everybody for letting me run with you guys. And I'm not one of the highest rating guys, but I try to have.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I miss you, Robert Racing, because me and you usually battle.
I was thinking that tonight in the broadcast as you were going around. I'm going, well, I probably would have been right behind him.
Yep.
Either that or side him or front of him. Yeah. We always used to battle left and right, and I appreciate that, bud. But I figure I'm enjoying the broadcasting stuff. I really am. So I'm stepping my game into that way and see where it goes. You know what I mean?
Well, as long as you're having fun, that's all that matters.
That's right. That's right. So, all right. Well, with that being said, my last question to you is you're ready for the winter season, and are you ready for the 2019 season that's coming up?
I'm going to try. I'm going to need a lot of practice. Try to get better.
You'll get there. If not, it's, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. I make it pretty far, though, for not being fast.
I've said it tonight, and you can even ask Richard. I said, keep an eye on that cat. I know how you race, and there will come a time something's going to happen out there, and you're going to catch yourself in the lead and going, oh, crap, I got a chance to win.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I was hoping it was tonight, but like I said, there was too many laps for them to catch back up to me.
Yeah, that's understandable. All right, well, with that being said, I will let you go celebrate with your pit crew and your family for third place, your third place finish. FreekyFast would like to wish you a happy holidays that's coming up, and I hope you get everything you need and you enjoy your family time and get ready for the winter season and the 2019 season there, bud.
Thanks, Robert. I wish everybody a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and everybody keep safe.
Amen. All right. All right, that was your third place finisher, Randy Fayosh, as we all heard how his race went. It is what it is, Richard. Yeah, your time comes eventually. He'll get it. He's one of them drivers out there that are good. So, but with that being said, Richard, I am going to run down here and grab Zach Hall for you and let you have an interview for the first time here at FreekyFast with Zach Hall.
Definitely, I'm ready.
All right, all yours.
Hey, Zach, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Zach, that was one heck of a run all night. I got a couple questions for you here. I definitely, you're the guy I wanted to talk to after this race. But I think it was midpoint of the race. You were sitting there in third behind Tommy and behind Brian. And it looked like you had something for him at a couple of points. But were you maybe backing off, saving those tires a little bit, or were you pushing it a little?
Well, yeah, I personally was sitting in the catbird seat there. I felt like just really sitting there trying to save the tires and nurse them really is because they're running side by side. I mean, but they were doing an amazing job to run that fast side by side. So congrats to them on that because I had to try to keep up a little bit. I didn't want them to get too far ahead because I knew once I felt like Brian was going to pass them just from what I'd seen throughout the night as the run went on. Brian definitely had a pretty strong hand on it, and so I was trying to definitely stay there with him. But I just gotta give hats off to Brian. I mean, he was flying tonight. He really I feel like I was pretty close to him. He was just a little bit better than 3 and 4. He really made 3 and 4 work for him tonight, and I feel like 1 and 2 were pretty good, but 3 and 4 just never got really a hold of it. But definitely was sitting pretty good there when I was behind him, definitely saving tires.
Oh, you're definitely. I was sitting there. I was like, you better watch at 24. I think he's gonna pounce at some point. But my other question, and I gotta ask you, what was rolling through your mind there towards the end of the race? You see Brian come down. We know that a couple guys were going to try to make it the rest of the race. What was rolling through your mind when he came down pit road? Were you thinking maybe stay out, or were you definitely going to pit?
Oh, I was definitely going to pit. Strategy all night right there. Unless really the farthest I probably would have ran tonight was about 50 laps. If we would have had a 50 lap run, I probably would have stayed out. But usually about 55 laps in, it's about the rule of thumb that like the tires will come back around the guys who do pit. Usually takes about that much time to get there. So I knew that we had to definitely pit because I mean I wasn't gonna make it on fuel. Those guys stretched it. I don't know how. I can't stretch it that far. Definitely run as fast as we were. But yeah, like when the whole plan there was to come in right after Brian because I knew last night we raced the same way and I came in before him and I just didn't get the right entry and exit and I kind of messed up and he still got by me. So I knew tonight I was like I'm gonna come in after him and have better tires just to have that. And I was gonna come in the next time by, but I think a lap car was actually coming off the banking down into the apron. So I wouldn't have been able to get in there like I really needed to. So I went another lap, but I definitely gave us some time on pit road. I feel like I had a pretty slow stop. I know Brian had a really fast one. He said, and I think I gave up about maybe 2 seconds there. But other than that, I mean, I don't think I was going to catch him anyways. Brian was in a different zip code there at the end of runs, definitely. So congrats to him, though. So.
Well, definitely a strong run from you here tonight. I can't lie. I was pulling for you a little bit throughout that show. I thought, man, Zach's going to have something for him if he can just hang around, if he can just stay up there behind Brian. I thought you might have something. But there after those pit stops, you were able to catch up a little bit. You came out, you're about 7 seconds back, and you were able to close the gap by 3 seconds and finish just about 4 seconds behind him there. But great run from you here tonight. Want to congratulate you on the second place and one hell of a race for you there.
Yeah, thank you very much. First off, I want to send a big shout out real quick to Brian. This is his first Cup championship, and there's nobody that's deserved a Cup championship more than this guy here. He's my teammate. I mean, race him all the time, and he whoops my butt. He used to be whooping his butt, now he whoops my butt. So it's kind of cool to see him, his growth to where he's come, and cool to see him finally get one on Saturday because I think most time he's got either robbed or he's had something happen where he couldn't come to the race. So cool to see him win the championship tonight. And shout out to everybody all the other championship guys. Tommy was up there having a great race. Me and Jerry side by side. It was fun. I think we were all side by side there for a bit. That was some really fun racing tonight. And all the guys, everybody else out there too, they're real respectful and stuff. So shout out to all the guys who watched. All the viewers out there also, thank y'all for viewing. This is why we do it. We love going back and watching it ourselves, but we're glad people enjoy watching us do it. So just a big shout out to you guys too. Of course, y'all did an amazing job, I know. So just shout out to everybody, Racinfreeks, and we'll go into the winter season here in 2 weeks. That's also another thing. If anybody wants to race, we got a week here. They can get signed up and get ready for the new season. So we're going back at it here after 1 week off, and we'll be having some recruitment races on the hosted sessions. If you ever want to join, under the name, my name is Zachary Hall. It's not Zach Hall under there, but Zachary Hall. So if you ever see it and you see a recruitment race for Racinfreeks and you want to race, hop in there, and it's a great group of guys here. So, but shout out to everybody, and thanks for 2018, guys.
All right.
Definitely. Yeah, strong runs all those.
All right, well. All right, good interview there, Richard. But before I let you go, Zach, yeah. I want to say this from Racinfreeks and me and my family. We appreciate everything that you do here for the league. As administrators, a lot of work behind the scenes that a lot of people don't see, and the time and the effort that you put into it, more than I even put into it. I much appreciate it. I send the thanks out to you. The drivers send the thanks out to you, making this league what it is and what we're doing. So thank you. Hopefully we have a great another 2019 season. I want to wish you and your family a great Christmas and for good holidays and everything else like that. But much appreciated.
Well, thank you very much, Robert. That feels better than winning the championship. It's all about making the guys here happy that race, and I like the group of guys we got, and always open the more, getting some more good guys in here. So on the 2019, like you say, so let's get bigger, better things coming.
Amen on that. All righty, all right. Well, I will let you go. I will let you, and so will Richard.
It's my teammates win, so
yeah. Well, I'll let you go. Get the beer bottles ready for him down there in pit road and celebrate your second place finish out there. So congratulations again, man, for your 2018 season here, and you gave it one heck of a battle, and get ready for next year.
10 full, Robert. Thank you too, Richard. You guys are awesome.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right. Well, there you go, Richard. That was your second place finisher there that you got to talk to. Great cat. Good interview there, man. Good interview. But guess who I'm down here with? He just got out of the car. Brian Johnson. I'm going to bring Brian Johnson up here, and we're going to have a chat with him and watch what he says. Brian Johnson, Robert in the booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, man, I got a copy.
You changed it up a little bit. You gotta do it again. You gotta do it again. Anyways, well. I don't even know if Richard even has anything to say to you. Congratulations on winning the championship, your first one here on the Cup side. On Saturday night, you worked your butt off. 2018 season, long season, from February all the way up until now here in December. Congratulations on that, but tell us how your race went. I mean, I don't even know where to start between you and Tommy. That was just yeah, go ahead. The floor is yours.
It was crazy. I don't even we were just. It was weird because we were racing hard, but at the same time, I felt like, both of us knew that it wasn't the end of the race, so we weren't pushing it really, really hard, but it was still kind of hard racing. It was a lot of fun. Just swapping positions with him and just trying to figure out how to get around him, because that's definitely one thing I struggle with is passing in general, and so that really helped. As far as the whole race, I was kind of surprised that the track stayed in my favor the whole race, because I usually like I've said before other weeks at other tracks, if I'm good at the beginning, once the rubber builds up, I'm usually not good at the end. But this one just it seemed to stay with me, and Tommy kept me honest. I had to work to get around him and stay up there, and unfortunately, he lost it or hit the wall or something. And it was just kind of free sailing from there. But I knew Zach Hall and Jerry were right there to pounce on me if I made a mistake. So that was just towards the end there. It was more of just staying fast enough to keep the lead but not make a mistake, and that's kind of how I did the whole season, and it worked out.
Man. Me and Richard were just astounded. I mean, you and Tommy battled every time he's got fresh tires. 15 laps into the run at Atlanta Motor Speedway, with the track as old as it is and slick as it is, and you guys still went side by side. And yeah, awesome racing. That's all I can say. Is a shout out to you, shout out to Tommy, shout out to all the drivers. But man, what a battle. There towards after that first stage racing there, did you even think you had anything there for Tommy, or did you have a feeling that it's going to come down to that last lap if something didn't happen to him, unfortunately? Do you think you would have had something for him? Because I have a funny feeling it would have came down, you guys side by side.
Yeah, I knew I could stay up close to him, and I knew that if I kind of used 8 tires instead of 4, I could have got around him. But yeah, I feel like I was just a little bit faster than him, but it's one of those deals where it's not fast enough to pass him easily. And so it was I do feel like I would have had something there for him. But it definitely would have been like the whole rest of the race, where we were just side by side for all that time. And again, it would come down to the first person to make a mistake. So and unfortunately it didn't come down to that. I think it would be obviously a lot more exciting, and it would just feel a lot more cool to beat somebody like that. But definitely the time that we raced there in the middle of the race, that was really cool. And Yeah, just yeah, shout out to Tommy because you know, it takes a lot of trust between two drivers to race like that, especially in iRacing with all the net code and whatnot. So it was really cool.
Oh, actually, yeah, me and Richard forgot about the net code.
I did forget about that.
Yeah, me too. I've actually, until you just brought it up. Well, congratulations, man. You get the championship. You win it. You get, you get 25 hours iRacing credit. Get to spend it on whatever you want to. It's an awesome show you put on tonight. With that being said, before I let you go, well, I'll let you do your shout outs real quick, and then I got something to add on to after that. So.
Yeah, it's just again my usual, shout out to everybody that comes out and watches Robert. Now Richard joining the crew, and it's awesome to have him here. Another voice. Not that there's nothing wrong with you, Robert.
Yeah, there is.
But it's cool to bring in somebody else. It's gonna be awesome, and I hope you come for all of next year. That would be really cool. And for shout out to all the drivers that show up every week, and anybody out there who's thinking about wanting to join a league, or if you've watched a couple of these streams and say, hey, that might be something I'm interested in. We're always open to more drivers, and it's just a cool league we have here. I really like it. When I found it, when I found you guys like 2 years ago, I would have never thought that it would have turned into something where some of my best friends that I've ever had would have come from something like this. And so it's a really cool thing that we've got here.
Amen on that. All right, well, I will end this interview with you here, Brian, as I've told Zach and everybody else. As a league owner, and I'm sure all the drivers out there, I know all the hard work that you have put into the back end of this as an administrator. Now, you just started administrating a couple months ago, but it takes a lot of work, and we all know that. So from my open heart and arms, I thank you. And I thank you for all the time and effort you put in, more than I do, into this league of trying to keep it kosher out there on the track and everything else that comes with it. So thank you. I much appreciate it. Thank you for sticking through the 2018 season from February to December. Long season to do this. And, we all know that weeks go by, and you dedicated yourself every week. So thank you for that. With that being said, too, I want to say happy holidays to you, your mom, and your family, and hopefully you guys have a great Christmas, New Year's. You be safe from FreekyFast, and we God bless you all. And I thank you again, man.
Well, thank you, Robert, for putting this league together and giving me like a little racing home. And that's that's just something like. The league's giving me something, so I just want to, give back to it. And definitely happy holidays, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate this time of year. To you, Robert and Richard and everybody out there, it's, go spend some time with your family. That's what this time of year is all about. And it's really cool. It's awesome.
Amen.
2018.
Yeah,
it's over.
It's over. It's time to get ready. So, are you ready for 2019? Do you think you're going to be able to carry this over?
Well, I certainly do hope so. But more than anything, I'm just excited for the things we have in store for the 2019 season. We've got the winter season coming up here, and we're gonna. I think some of the things we're doing are some of it's set in stone, some of it is experimental, and some of it, it might change. But I'm really excited for what Racinfreeks has in store for the 2019 season, which is all more of a reason for somebody to come and check us out.
Amen on that. All right, well, I left Zach Hall there at me and Richard left him down there. He's standing beside you here with a whole bunch of soda cans and beer and whatever else he has. He said he wants to celebrate, so I'll let you go celebrate your victory, your championship with your pit crew of a long season. And last thing is congratulations, man. Way to go.
Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it.
All right.
Yeah, congrats, buddy.
Thank you, man.
All right. Well, that was Brian Johnson, or known as on Sunday night, Soda Can Johnson. Bringing home the championship there, Richard. Congratulations to him. Any last thoughts that you'd like to throw in here before we get ready to do the unofficial results?
I don't think I have anything else to add. I'm being the first night, man. I'm interested to see what this winter series is going to bring. It should be a lot.
Yes, it should be a lot of fun. But all right, well, I'll run through the unofficial results real quick, and because we're dragging on here a little bit. But first place is going to be Brian Johnson. Second place is going to be Zach Hall. Third place is going to be Randy Fayosh in the 54. Bob Skinner brings it home in fourth place there in the 82. Ed Burrell bounces back, one lap down though, but brings it home fifth. Jeff will bring it home sixth. James Hackworth will bring it home seventh. Jerry West, unfortunately, will bring it home eighth. He had a great season. Hard-nosed battle, 38 laps down, will be Tommy. Unfortunately, he battled hard there, and unfortunately the car got loose for him and he hit the wall. 10th place is going to go to Randy Yoakum. 11th place is going to be Mark Allen. Rick's going to bring it home 12th. Cody Gibson, 102 laps down, had some technical problems, had to take it behind the wall, finishes 13th. And same for Ryan Howard's going to be 113 laps down. He had a broken suspension or something happened to his car out there, and he's going to bring it home 14th. So that's your unofficial results here tonight, which is, to me, is official. With that being said, I'd like to say again thank you to you, Richard, for joining me here tonight in the booth for your first broadcast here at FreekyFast Broadcasting. I'm not sure. You said you don't have nothing much more to say, so as I say in every stream that we end here, we're gonna end it. But I wish everybody out there a Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah, all that stuff. Happy holidays. Be safe. New Year's. Don't drink too much. Don't eat too much. Be safe. We all love you out there. God bless everybody, and we'll see you in the next race.